Namaste. My name is Rebeccahajek, and I will be leading you through a Yoga Nidra practice today. Yoga Nidra is one of my favorite things to teach out there. It is often thought of as a meditation. It is actually a relaxation technique. And I think that we are all, including myself, very confused as to what true relaxation is. We think, I'm relaxing. We're doing something like watching TV, or we're relaxing with a substance like wine or, a pill or a joint. True relaxation is when the mind is able to relax. And Yoga Nidra is a very specific technique that has a very specific script that allows us to go through the body. We work from the outside and then move inside. So with the purpose of getting deep into our subconscious and our unconscious. All you need to do as the practitioner is just lie down in Shavasana and listen to the sound of my voice. So take a moment to get set up. Yoga Nidra means sleep of the yogi, though we are not actually sleeping. You are awake and aware, but the body is completely relaxed. So make sure you're not lying in your bed. I know it's very tempting, trust me, but you want to still be lying down on a flat surface. A yoga mat would be preferable. You could take your hair down, take off your glasses, and just take a moment to kind of get yourself settled. I like to practice Yoga Nidra with like a blanket over me because the body temperature often drops. Think like when you're sleeping, your body temperature drops. If you want to put something underneath your head, maybe not fully a pillow, but like a rolled up towel. And again, just making any last minute movements with your hair or your clothing. If it's really light out, you could put an eye mask on or something over your face as well. Just make sure that you can breathe comfortably. Now, Yoga Nidra accesses our theta waves in our brain. We have alpha, beta, theta, and delta waves. The beta is usually where we do our meditation. And because we're working in theta waves and they're so close to delta, there will probably be instances in this practice where you slip into delta sleep. After this practice, I will go over what I talked about so you can kind of check in with what you remember. And if you don't remember it, you might have slipped into delta. And as my teacher Yogi Charu always says, if you slipped into delta, it's what you needed. We will be practicing a 30-minute Yoga Nidra, and 30 minutes of Yoga Nidra is the equivalent of 3 hours of restful sleep. How amazing is that? So you should be settled right now in Shavasana on your back. Your arms are by your side, palms facing up with the fingers slightly curled inward. Your feet are about hip-width apart. Eyes are closed. And Yoga Nidra takes us deep into our subconscious, our unconscious mind, which is the most impressionable and powerful part of our mind. And what makes this practice so powerful is us setting a sankalpa, a seed thought, a resolution. And this sankalpa takes the form of a short mental statement which we impress upon the subconscious when it's receptive. And a sankalpa, this resolution, is a determination to be something or do something in your life. It's a way to improve upon something in your life. So we're going to begin this practice by setting a sankalpa. So I want you to take a moment to scan the particular phase of life that you're in right now. Take into account where you are in your career, your finances, your love life, your family life, friends, health and wellness, hobbies, goals. And there may be a particular part of your life that needs improvement. Now, it could be a lot of parts of your life, but fixate on a particular one. And fixate on setting a short positive phrase that could improve that specific aspect of your life. An example would be, I will awaken my spiritual potential. or I will be successful in all that I undertake. I will be more efficient in my job, or I will be the positive force for the evolution of others. So with a few of those examples and that specific area in your life that you want to improve, I'll give you a moment to formulate your short positive phrase, your sankalpa. And once you have it set, I want you to mentally repeat it to yourself 3 times. And that is how we start to plant the seed. We will now begin the practice of Yoga Nidra. All you need to do is just listen to the sound of my voice. Mentally say to yourself, I will not sleep. I will remain awake through the practice. We begin Yoga Nidra with a rotation of consciousness. I'll go over the entire body, and as I go over a specific part of your body, you can mentally repeat that part of the body and then move on. We will begin with the right thumb, right index finger, right middle finger, right ring finger, right pinky finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, right wrist, right forearm, right elbow, right upper arm, right shoulder, right armpit, right side waist, right hip, right upper thigh, right kneecap, right shin, right ankle bone, the top of the right foot, sole of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. The left thumb, left index finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, left pinky finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, left wrist, left forearm, left elbow, left upper arm, left shoulder, the left armpit, left side waist, left hip, left upper thigh, left knee, left shin, left ankle bone, the top of the left foot, sole of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. The back of the head, the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, the upper back, mid back, lower back, the right glute, left glute, the right calf, left calf, right heel, left heel, the forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, right eyelid, left eyelid, the right eyeball, the left eyeball, the right cheek, the left cheek, the right ear, the left ear, the right nostril, the left nostril, the tip of the nose, the upper lip, the lower lip, the upper teeth, the lower teeth, the tongue, the jaw, the throat, the right clavicle, left clavicle, the heart space, the upper abdomen, the lower abdomen, the navel, and the pelvis. Bring your attention to your entire right arm, your entire right arm, your entire right arm. The entire left arm, the entire left arm, the entire left arm. Your entire right leg, entire right leg, entire right leg. The entire left leg, entire left leg, entire left leg. The back of the body, the front of the body, the entire body, the entire body, the entire body. Now begin to bring your attention to the breath at the entrance of the nostrils. And without manipulating or changing your breath in any way, begin to observe the breath as it moves in and out of the nostrils. You may start to observe that there is a 4-part cycle to our breath. The inhale, a slight pause, we call it a kumbhak, a retention in yoga. The exhale, and a kumbhak. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. And take a moment to observe that 4-part cycle. Now allow your attention to move to the breath at the chest. Again, without manipulating your breath, just observe that on the inhale, the ribs move up and out. And on the exhale, the ribs move in and down. Inhale, the ribs move up and out with the diaphragm. And exhale, the ribs move in and down. And if the mind is starting to wander, just bring the attention back to the breath. Now witnessing the breath at the belly. The breath at the belly is a sign of deep, deep relaxation. Identify that on the inhale, the navel rises, and on the exhale, the navel falls. Inhale, navel up. Exhale, navel down. I invite you to count your breath backward from 27 to 1. 27, navel out. 27, navel in. 26, navel out. 26, navel in. Count all the way backward to 1. If you get to 1 before you hear the sound of my voice, go back to 27. And if you lose count, go back to 27. Focusing on the breath and the counting. Counting. Remember, there is no sleeping in Yoga Nidra. The body is completely relaxed, but the mind is awake and active. We'll move to feelings and sensations. I want you to imagine for a moment that your body was incredibly heavy. Feel as if you weighed about 100 times more than your normal weight. Feel your feet heavy, your legs heavy, pelvis heavy, belly so heavy, chest heavy, hands heavy, arms heavy, the entire face heavy. Feel yourself dropping down, down, down below the earth. Experience heaviness in the body now. Now I want you to experience lightness in the body. Imagine that your body weighed no more than a feather. See yourself so light that you begin to float off the ground. Keep floating like a balloon, moving upward until you're hovering over the space you are lying down. You can look down and see yourself. Keep floating until you're above your apartment or your home. Keep going up, up, up until you have a bird's eye of your neighborhood. Keep going until you can see your entire state, the entire country. Keep going. You see the continent. Keep going until you're floating in the atmosphere. You're looking down at Earth, all the greens and blues and browns. All around you is stars and ether and space. Experience lightness in the body now. Now I want you to imagine that you are extremely cold. Imagine going outside in the winter and it's a blizzard, it's snowing and you don't have a coat on. Look down, see your feet on a cold floor. Start to feel goosebumps running up and down your spine. Your feet are cold, your legs cold, your glutes are cold, your belly and your chest start to feel goosebumps running up and down them, down your back, your arms, your face is cold. Experience extreme cold in the body now. Now I want you to imagine that you're extremely hot. You're out in the middle of a desert without shade. The sun is beating down on you. Start to feel sweat starting to form on your skin. The hot sun, right? Look down, your feet are stepping on hot sand. Start to feel sweat on your feet, the bottoms of your feet, the backs of your knees. Feel sweat running down your back. Start to feel your armpits get sweaty. Sweat right above your upper lip, running down from your scalp. The entire body is on fire. Feel yourself as extremely hot now. Now I invite you to tap into the memory bank of the mind and recall a time when you were extremely happy. Take a moment to pull up that memory. And once you do, remember who you were with. Remember where you were, what you were wearing, what time of day it was, what season, and allow yourself to start to color in all the details of that moment. Allow yourself to experience happiness now. Remember, there is no sleeping in Yoga Nidra. Say to yourself, I will not sleep. I will remain awake and aware. We'll move into visualization. I will name an object or a scene, and I want you to picture it in your mind, picture any emotion, any memory that comes up with it, and then move on. Beginning with a pine tree, a pine forest, a mountain range, snow-capped mountains, a crystal clear lake, the full moon glinting on the lake, a canoe, the sight of a paddle breaking crystal clear water. See your feet on the sand. Look up, see a colorful ball being tossed. See a family of deer with white tails, a family of deer unafraid, grazing on the grass. See a cardinal, the flash of red in the pine trees. See an antelope, an elephant, a zebra. See the sun rising on an African plains. See a watering hole with a family, a pride of lions. See an ostrich, a flock of pink flamingos. Now see a yoga mat, 2 yoga blocks, a yoga bolster, some lit incense with a little trail of smoke. See yourself in Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Tadasana, tree pose on the right side, tree pose on the left side. See yourself in crow pose, a headstand, a handstand, a split on the right side of your body, a split on the left side of your body. See yourself in bridge pose. See yourself in Shavasana. See yourself in Shavasana. See yourself in Shavasana. See yourself right now lying down in your space. See a flock of birds against a pink sky, a palm tree, coconuts, a straw into a hole of a coconut. See the ocean waves, turquoise ocean waves. The waves crashing on the shore. See yourself walking along the sand, look down, see all sorts of shells in all colors, pebbles. Look up and see the sun setting. The pinks, the purples, the yellows, the oranges. Start to see the moon rise. It's a full moon. See yourself in your home. See your bed. See your shower. See your sink, your bathroom sink. Look into your mirror in your bathroom sink. See yourself in the mirror. See yourself in the mirror. See yourself in the mirror. Now picture a black chalkboard, a blank black chalkboard. See yourself picking up a red piece of chalk and writing on that blackboard, I am loved. In your own handwriting, write I am loved in red chalk. Now go ahead, erase that. Pick up an orange piece of chalk. Write on the blackboard, I am happy. In your own handwriting, I am happy. Erase that on the board. Pick up a yellow piece of chalk. And on that blank chalkboard, write, I am content. I am content. Go ahead, erase that on the board. Pick up a green piece of chalk, and on that chalkboard, write, I am seen. I am seen. Erase the chalkboard. Pick up a blue piece of chalk, and on the chalkboard, write, I am enough. I am enough. Now erase that on the board. Lastly, pick up a purple piece of chalk, and on the chalkboard, write your sankalpa, your short positive phrase. Recall your sankalpa and see yourself writing it with blue chalk on the board 3 times. 3 times write out your sankalpa. When you are done, just take a moment to gaze into the third eye center between the eyebrows. The yogis call it the chittakash, the mind space. And just quietly gazing at the movie screen of the mind. And as you gaze into that void, you may see colors or shapes. You may observe your thoughts, or perhaps just enjoy the quiet of the mind. So slowly begin to bring your attention back to the breath at the entrance of the nostrils. See if you could notice that the inhale will be slightly cooler than the exhale after it's been heated by the body. Observe that slight temperature change. invite you to bring your attention back to your physical body. Start by observing the parts of your body that are making contact with the earth, the back of the head, the shoulder blades, the glutes, the calves, the heels. And without disturbing that internal tranquility, begin to invite little movements into the fingers and the toes. You can open and close the mouth, maybe swallow some saliva. Gently take the head a little bit from side to side. An option to reach the arms overhead, take a full body stretch, maybe accompanied by some ankle and wrist circles. And then bend just the left knee, place the sole of the left foot onto the ground, and very gently roll onto your right side. Your right arm can be like a pillow, the left hand coming to your belly, and just pause for a moment to observe the body, the mind, and the effects of the Yoga Nidra practice on them. And with the aid of your left palm, gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And when you feel ready, you may start to blink open your eyes. And thus concludes our Yoga Nidra practice, the art of relaxation. So we'll give you guys a moment to kind of just come to feeling the effects. You should feel quite rested, almost like you just came out of a short nap, and maybe some of you just did nap, which is perfectly fine. So I like to conclude the Yoga Nidra practice by going over sort of what we did, just so it can jog your memory. And there will certainly, especially if you're a little new to this practice, be times where I may be talking about something and you're like, I don't remember any of that. And then we just call that delta. You just slipped into sleep, which is perfectly fine. So we started by setting our sankalpa, which is really sort of the crux of this practice, because the sankalpa, it's like when you plant seeds, right? Often in our lives, we're planting a bunch of seeds all over the place, but we get very specific with planting a seed. You chose a specific sankalpa, a resolution that was to improve a specific aspect of your life. And we planted that seed deep. We started small at the beginning, and then we replanted it later in the practice. And from that deep place in your subconscious, whether you're aware of it or not, those roots are starting to take hold and you're moving towards that improvement. Next, we went into a rotation of consciousness in the body. And then we moved into our awareness of breath. We started with the nostrils, the chest, and then eventually the belly. And see if you could remember, I had you count down backward from 27 to 1, how far you got in that countdown. And if you don't remember, delta. Next, we move to sensations in the body. So just identify to yourself if you felt more heavy or light. If you felt more cold or hot. It usually kind of has to do with the seasons, but sometimes you can feel the opposite. And then remember, I asked you to remember a happy memory. Which memory did you identify? And if there was a particular person in it, maybe you share that with that person. And then we went through visualization. So we started off with pine trees, we saw deer, a red cardinal, a lake, a full moon on the lake. Again, you may be like, Delta, I don't remember any of this. We then moved into more African. We saw some zebras, elephants, a watering hole with lions, an ostrich, pink flamingo. Then I had you recall some yoga mat, blocks, bolster, some yoga poses, warrior 1, warrior 2, tree pose, headstand, handstand, crow pose, splits on the right and left, and then Shavasana. And then we saw a beautiful, on the beach, a beautiful sunset, the full moon rising. And then I asked you to put yourself in your space, see your bed, see your shower, and then remember if you saw yourself in the mirror. It's always kind of a struggle for me to see myself sometimes in the mirror. And then we did some visualization on a chalkboard. I asked you to write some mantras down. Of those, not including your sankalpa, those 6 mantras, which one stood out to you the most? And if you don't remember, Delta, you needed it. And then just take a moment to recall your sankalpa. And this sankalpa is meant, if you didn't quite formulate the right sankalpa, sit with this one a little bit. You could journal it, you could go through those phases of your life, think about the different aspects, and then really formulate a sankalpa. We're meant to have a life sankalpa. For example, my life sankalpa is to spread yoga wherever I go, and I check in with that. So not just in my teaching, but in how am I living my life, you know? And then we're meant to have sankalpas at different periods and times. You could set a sankalpa on a new moon. You can set a daily sankalpa. This is what I need to focus on today. You can set a sankalpa with your relationships. So just kind of food for thought. You can play with that. And then it's a really great practice to plant it in your Yoga Nidra practice. It has been my honor to get to serve you and share this amazing relaxation technique with you. I hope you enjoyed it. Share it if you did. Namaste. Hari Om Tat Sat.